Friends, I am Nageshwar Rao, a soil scientist working for the Indian Council of Agricultural Research. I wish to mention that soil management research is site specific and interaction of several factors define given management sites which require to be mapped with a better resolution. Soil mapping is very important for the correct implementation of the sustainable land use management practices and is a technique which has become usual within the so called precision agriculture. Although soil surveyors are well aware of the spatial variability in the soil properties, conventionally prepared soil maps do not reflect it as the soil units are bounded. But the soil properties in nature are highly spatially variable, and for accurate estimation of soil properties, this continuous variability should be considered. Usually, soil data collected from field surveys are often from point sources, thus, the values of an attribute at unsampled points need to be estimated in order to generate spatially continuous data. In such instances, spatial interpolation methods provide a tool for estimating the values of the soil variables at unsampled sites using data from point observations. Various interpolation techniques capitalize on the spatial correlation between the observations to predict the attributes at unsampled locations using information related to one or several attributes. Based on these facts, I wish to generate certain soil theme maps to be used as inputs in my soil research work. In this regard, I made this video to show a method of making a grid in the first instance to select the points for soil sampling and then for navigation to those points using a handheld GPS receiver to demonstrate the methodology. In this operation, I used the latest version of QGIS and the video is largely self-explanatory. Loaded the shapefile of the boundary of the village that was selected for detailed study. Using the extent of the boundary, a grid with 0.0035 degree interval both horizontally and vertically was selected and created many point vectors. The point vectors which represented the sites of soil sampling were clipped using the boundary shapefile of the village. Edited the shapefile and removed the unwanted points. These clipped point vectors were assigned geometric attributes in terms of latitude and longitude. Similarly, an additional column of FID was created with numbers starting from 1 to 72 as the clipped point vectors did not have serial numbers starting from 1. The point vectors representing soil sampling sites were saved in the formats of ESRI shapefile, GPX and KML. Similarly, the village boundary map also was saved in KML format.
The purpose of saving in different formats has multiple utilities. For example, KML files of soil sample sites and village boundary maps can be superimposed on Google Earth for understanding terrain and distribution of soil sampling sites so that fine tuning can be done in the process of gridding and sampling as well. Similarly, saving soil sampling sites in shapefile format will enable addition of different variables once the analysis of several attributes of soils is done for further analysis. Likewise, saving in GPX file format helps in exporting the information about soil sampling points including latitude and longitude to the GPS device to help navigation to the individual sites for sample collection. It is indeed a great experience to analyze the terrain of a given geographical area and site analysis. This is the Garmin handheld GPS receiver I am using. Now I launched the software Garmin Basecamp, which is an interface between the PC and the GPS device. As you may be remembering, we have saved the soil sampling sites in GPX format. So that GPX format is actually loaded, as you can see all the 72 points on the screen. So for using these points, I wanted to create certain paths to facilitate my soil sampling, the soil sample collection. Now you can see the starting point and end points are added in the very beginning, and now I am adding the remaining points between these two extreme points. And this is all based on our convenience and the necessity, and it depends on many things. So this is the route map what I created, and then after the creation of this route map, this will be exported to the GPS unit, which can be used further in the field using the GPS device to help our navigation to those soil sample points. This is how we did all the soil sample collection from 72 sites using this particular technique. One can see that the GPS receiver is booting. As seen earlier, the route map is opened in the GPS receiver and verified with the route generated using Basecamp. Once you press go button, GPS starts navigation. This was how I used the GPS navigation and reached all points and collected the soil samples. I guess this tutorial is certainly useful and any questions are welcome.